Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. I am memory planning the week of the 13th of January in my A5 wide Tilly Journals inserts in the like vertical one column style, and I am using a pink diamond planner co-kit which was the November 2022 mystery. I think it came back called like Northern Lights or something similar, and it is this gorgeous like Arctic Northern Lights kind of vibe-y theme. I'm using foil from my own shop in matte lilac to go with it, along with underlays in solid blue, and then over those I've put the clouds in the matte lilac, and I love how that looks. I think it's a really nice match with this kit. Unfortunately, Pink Diamond Planner Co is now closed, and this was Darcy art, so it is you'll be unable to get your hands on it. This was exclusive Darcy art, so yeah, you'll be unable to get your hands on it, which is very sad. But yeah, I could go into the sadness of what is going on with planner shops at the moment, but yeah. So I just like, yeah, it's just sad that we can't keep shops open because of people not. Because people are supporting AI art. It is really upsetting. Like, you should be buying from real artists, please, people, please. So yeah, rather than go off on that rant, anything else I have to say about the base? Not a lot really. I was feeling pretty stressed out and like behind this week, and it just gets worse, I'm going to tell you now. So that's fun, so look forward to that. I don't know what else to say really. I've been reformatting my foil bundles this morning, and it feels really weird looking back on a spread like this. Oh, I didn't use any header overlays in this spread because I didn't realise I didn't have them until I was filming it, and I was like, it'll be fine. And actually I don't mind it. Like, I think it kind of works. I think it's fine. So let's go on to the two books that I finished this week. We'll start with the one I enjoyed less, which was Leading Man, and I have to thank first of all Little Brown Book Group and NetGalley for giving me an arc of this book in return for an honest review. I do tell the truth about how I felt about books, even if they are arcs, and I did give this just 3 stars. So there is that. So Leo is always in the background, but he's never had main character energy. But when an old friend returns to town, his ex makes an appearance, his boss is pushing him, and he starts questioning his friendship. He becomes the main character in his own story. Join him on that journey. So that's kind of the premise of this book. It is put forward as a romance, I think, and it isn't a romance. In fact, that is the first sentence of my actual reviews. This is not a romance, it's a coming of age novel. I'm not sure why it got marketed as a romance. If you went in expecting a romance, you're not going to be the right market for this book. Leo's an interesting protagonist. I'm not really sure I understood him as a person, despite being in his head, so I found it quite difficult to relate and to engage with him. So yeah, that's kind of why I didn't really enjoy this book. His actions also didn't seem to fit with how he was being described. It was just all a bit bizarre. I didn't care that much for the friendships either. They were far too easily resolved at the end. There were some darker themes of like emotional and psychological abuse, and that they were dealt with really well, which is why that got like 3 stars, and it probably would have got 3.5 without the last chapter. But Leo did a lot of growth, and then the last chapter happened, and it was like, oh, I'm going to undo all that. It was an easy read. I did enjoy it, so I gave it 3 stars, but I don't know, it was missing something and came across like pretty lackluster, and I don't know. Yeah, not for me. I'm sure there is a market for this book, and normally coming of age novels I enjoy, so who that is I'm not sure, but yeah. The next book I read was Iron Flame, and this is the second book in the Empyrean series, and I was rereading this. No, I read this for the first time to prepare for Onyx Storm coming out the next week. I had purposely left it for ages after reading Fourth Wing because people said that the end of this, the cliffhanger at the end was like jaw-dropping, so to wait. So I decided to wait because I'm not very good at waiting once there's a really big cliffhanger. So without spoiling Fourth Wing too much, following the events of what happened in Fourth Wing, Violet needs to decide what to do next. It's her second year, and this is where the real training begins, with so many secrets flying around, who will survive and who will fall. So this is, I gave 4.5 stars. I think it's another amazing book from Rebecca Yarros. I loved seeing Violet with more confidence in herself and knowing what she wanted. I thought it was interesting watching her and her partner's relationship unfold behind the secrets they were keeping. And Andarna may just be my new favourite character. Violet's learning how to control her power, and the second half of the book was really fascinating. So much happens that I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil either Fourth Wing or the beginning of Iron Flame, but there are 3 reasons that this didn't get 5 stars for me. The first is that there is literal torture in this, and Violet and her partner having the same argument over and over again made me like the partner less, and at times it did feel a little bit too long. But then there was so much happening that I don't know how you'd shorten it, but like there were some things that I just felt like the pacing was off a little bit. I also can't finish this review without saying that cliffhanger. I couldn't wait for Onyx Storm to come out the next day and to see what happened next. I have now read Onyx Storm, and I don't know how people that read this like months ago have been coping, because oh my god, the cliffhanger. So I'm glad I waited to read it just before Onyx Storm. So now I'm going to get into the day by day and what I did this week. So on the Monday, the first thing I mark in is working on designing scripts, and then I went out for lunch with my friend Kate. So this is the last time we actually saw each other, because since then she has had her baby, which is really lovely. He was born on the 1st of February, and I'm just thinking, did I mark that in my planner? Because I'm not sure I did, which is really annoying. I maybe should add a little sticker saying that he was born, because I've filled in that day and I've not put in that he was born. Poor him. But anyway, then I was just marked in that it was really lovely to have lunch and meet up with her. Did some filming and editing, read some of Leading Man, and then at Rangers, sorry, I'm really tired. I'm getting over a virus. You might be able to hear it in my voice. But anyway, at Rangers they were doing some food tasting, and that was actually really hard for me because they had loads of sweet stuff and I wanted to try it all and I couldn't, and it was like but they really enjoyed it, and that's the main thing. On to Tuesday I was at work. We also had GP teaching in the afternoon. We do have that every Tuesday afternoon. I scheduled some Instagram stuff because I try and schedule I'm trying to schedule 9 posts every week, so I get like 2 posts ahead so that I can have some time off when baby arrives and stuff. Then I wrote some birthday cards. I'm trying to get most of my cards written for the year, with just like a few exceptions left. Like, for example, my grandpa is due to turn 100 in May, and writing his 100th card now feels like tempting fate. So I'm not going to write it until the beginning of May, when his birthday is the 2nd of May. But anyway, so yeah, so had work, had GP teaching, was writing cards. I then planned out my February bullet journal setup. Then it was time for guides, and we did some UMAs, which are unit meeting activities, and some games. That worked pretty well, and then I came home and read some Leading Man. On to Wednesday, I did some editing first thing in the morning, and then had an appointment with the midwife. Baby was doing absolutely fine, everything was measuring normal, and well, she didn't actually measure me because I had a growth scan the next day, but she was like, it feels normal and your blood pressure's fine, etc, etc. Then we went for a bit of a walk, and I had a bit of a freak out because I was just completely overwhelmed with everything. And then I had a bit of a snuggle and cry to my husband because I was just feeling so overwhelmed and so stressed out. We then had to head into York for my perinatal mental health appointment with Dr. Gilligan, who is my consultant. And I just marked in, yay, I'm improving. so it's actually quite nice. I've generally been seeing them every 2 to 3 weeks, and we're now stepping down to once a month, and yes. In fact, I think I might have seen her 3 weeks after this, now we're going to monthly. I think. I can't actually remember. I feel like I've seen her more recently than that, but maybe I haven't. I'm quite late on filming this voiceover. I normally film it on the Monday and do the voiceover on the Saturday, Sunday, but this is like 2 Mondays ago that I've filmed the video, so who knows. Anyway, then we did some grocery shopping. We do tend to like to go to the shops around there, because it is, yeah, I've definitely seen her since this appointment. I saw her on the 5th of February, which was last week. Oh my god, my brain. We did some shopping at the shops there because they are bigger and different shops to the ones we'd normally go to. We were actually getting things together for a charcuterie board which we had at the weekend. Then I went to my pregnancy yoga, and me and my husband played some of A Way Out, which is our current 2-player game. On Thursday, Soch actually drove me to work, but then left the car for me to drive home after work, because I had a growth scan and an appointment with the diabetes midwife. So I went to work and started my work day, and then went off. I think it was like 9:30 or something, my appointment, so I went off for that, and it took forever. So we had the growth scan, and then there was a big gap before I saw the midwife / team, and then they wanted me to see the dietitian after that, which, to be fair, the dietitian saw me very quickly, and she was really good, because she was like, I'm not going to baby you, I'm not going to pretend you don't know things, because you are a doctor and you do know what you're talking about and what's going on, and clearly from your sugars you're doing the right things. So that was nice, but she did give me like the information and go over things quickly, which is what I want. I want people to be like, I know you know this, but I'm going to treat you like you don't know anything, because your brain isn't in the same space when you're the patient. But if it's too simple, just tell me to shut up and carry on. But then I just marked in that all of that went really well and we were happy. And then when I came round, I did some memory planning. On to Friday, I was feeling a bit down this day. I think I was just really stressed out and like over everything, so I've just marked in that I was in my feelings. And then work was really, really busy and really stressful, so I just marked in that I was super stressed out. Then when I came home, I read some of Give Birth Like a Feminist, which I will talk about in next week's video. Went for a walk to get my final steps in. I do get most of them in at work when I'm on a work day, but not all of them. Then I put on my nails for the weekend, and then it says I did digital colouring. I'm actually fairly sure I did standard colouring in my for my February reading journal, but I've marked it as digital colouring because I think I don't have any standard colouring scripts, and I was just like, this will be fun. So yeah. On to Saturday. Saturday I legitimately filmed all day. I filmed the massive haul that you saw, the after the haul, and my February bullet journal setup, which basically the 3 videos took the majority of the day to film. I did also do some steps in between those and after that to get my steps in for the day. And then we had a at-home date night, which is where we had our charcuterie board. That would be my bits and pieces for... Oh, sorry, I am yawning away. And then we played A Way Out, had some snuggles and a bit of a adult time fool around there. So that is it for Saturday, and I was 29 weeks pregnant on that day. On to Sunday. Sunday I was really struggling with my mood, so I've just marked in that I was in my feelings. I did some planner bits and pieces, catching up / getting ahead on things. Then I worked on orders, and orders this day just took absolutely forever, and I was getting really stressed out about it, and I was just like completely and utterly overwhelmed. It didn't help that the editing was taking forever in a similar vein, and just everything felt harder than it had to be, and I was just really, really stressed out. This is actually slightly in the wrong order. I did the first bit of editing before the orders, and then after the orders I mostly voice-overed. But yeah, the orders took me forever, and I couldn't believe how long they were taking me. I just don't even know why, even looking back now, I don't know why they took me so long. But yeah, it was annoying, and it really stressed me out. So then I've marked in doing a voiceover and editing the rest of the videos, and then I've just put in some planner time. I set up my weekly, I think, for the next week in my bullet journal, so getting all ready for the new week ahead. And I believe that is it for this week and everything that happened, and somehow I've actually finished with a minute left of the voiceover. This like never happens. I'm normally in a rush to like get through the last few bits because I go off on random tangents, but this week I haven't as much, which is nice. We like that for me. I like that for me. I like that for you. It means not a rushed goodbye. Yeah, I really like how this spread came together. I quite like that the foil is like stars, but quite subtle stars, and because it's like on matte paper, it's not overwhelming. I really love this foil. I think it's one of my favourites, the matte lilac. There's my leftovers. So yeah, that is kind of it for this video. Comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Here's a wiggle for you, which is stunning. Bye!